Hi, my name is Jeff Ogden with Find New Customers and the host of Mad Marketing TV. And I've got a special guest with me today to talk about the power of video in marketing. Robert Kothe, a video marketing expert. So Robert, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Glad to have you here today. So tell us, why is video important in marketing today?
I think what it comes down to is everything's important in marketing today. So it's one of the major tiers. And people have a very short attention span. We watch a lot of television. Network TV has just gone through the roof. And so it's a way of actually bringing network TV or private TV to the business-to-business audience or to the shopping audience. People are used to the delivery in this form. And more importantly is because Google has gotten behind video, and Google is the #1 search mechanism in the world, it's now becoming a complete and total no-brainer.
Good. In fact, John Miller, who's the Chief Marketing Officer of Marketo, said 2012 is the year of video. So it seems that video is growing in importance, where years ago it was more print. You had e-books and white papers and things like that, and people consumed that long form. And that still plays a role, but obviously video can get the attention at the very start of the process. Let's talk about, where do you use video in marketing today? Well, backing up a little bit,
10 years ago, I've been a website developer for over 10 years, and 10 years ago, for me to put video on the website, if you hit the site that I would have created, you would get a pop-up that says your browser does not support it, upgrade this, click next 50 times, reboot your computer, and it really just wasn't worth it. I didn't want to see somebody's welcome message that much that it wasn't worth it. I think what's really revitalized video was YouTube to start with. And because of it being universally available on any type of computer platform or operating system, without plugins, without drivers, with minimal maintenance, cross-platform, all different sizes based on the quality you give it. The bonus plan is that compatibility never became an issue. So that was the first step. But the real big key to the whole formula right now, the importance of video, is that YouTube was purchased by Google several years back at this stage in the game. And Google, although they make a lot of money with pay per click, they would lose their entire audience if they didn't deliver relevant results. So if what you're looking for never comes up, they're going to eventually lose their audience when they realize that people are wasting their time. And so the key is relevance. And Google has decided to create mixed search results. So if you're looking for ballroom dancing, for example, you're going to get websites on ballroom dancing. Of course, first you're going to get the paid ones, the pay-per-clicks, because Google's got to get paid for what they provide. Then possibly get the first 2 or 3 relevant #1 website results. And right now, every single business is clamoring to be in the #1 spot. So let's take a certified financial planner. I know, as a member of a lot of networking organizations on Long Island, I can't throw a rock without hitting at least 1 or 2. I can skim them off the certified financial planners. They're everywhere. The industry has money. The carriers have money. So they're essentially in competition with themselves, and there's a lot of them, and the carriers that they're representing. So if I was a CFP trying to be on page 1 of Google, you better be Donald Trump, you better be a multimillionaire, you better have an angle like never been before, and you better be doing it for 20 years with the greatest optimization known to man. Same with video. If you're a CFP, I say the success of video is not necessarily how good you are, it's how bad your competition is. It's like we're counting on the failure of others. And in the short term, because a lot of people, my competitors, are perceived to be expensive, a lot of companies won't put the money into that end of the marketing. And there are things that you can do, and we can talk about it later, to do it on the cheap. But also there's a lot of professionals like myself who are incredibly reasonable. And that's the biggest difference. So with that model, because Google owns YouTube, the 4th or 5th result, I might say video is about ballroom dancing. And if that's an industry that there's not a lot of competition, but just enough videos to trigger the mixed search results, you're actually going to come to the top of the line if you're using keywords like, in our case, Long Island ballroom dancing, or tango lessons Long Island, and your video is named Tango Lessons Long Island ballroom dancing. That's what they're looking for. The relevance will be solid, and therefore front of the line.
Good, good. So you actually can use YouTube with keywords to get yourself to the top of it. Now, one of the things you just talked about is the cost of this, because one of the problems I've seen from so many people is they say, okay, we're going to create a video, and they spend $10,000 or $12,000 producing a video, and they market it, but they're like, okay, what's next? You know, can video be inexpensive or at least not cost prohibitive to create videos on an ongoing basis and not just one-offs? What's your experience with that?
You know, the video industry has really taken a hit, and that's a good thing. You know, it's not good if you're a professional 10 years ago with a $50,000 camera, but we all know that you can pick up a high-definition camera at Walmart, Target, you know, all the major department stores, or online, more importantly, and this truly is a high-definition camera. So there's a few faux pas, or as far as keeping the expense down for a do-it-yourself type of thing. Number one, always, always, always use a tripod. Okay, stability is everything. You don't want to make people seasick, or I'm on my 4th cup of coffee today, you can probably tell already. So, you know, you don't want, people will close that out if they're getting nauseous watching your video. That's number one. Number two, if you can, use an external microphone. We're both mic'd up. Right. So what we're doing is we're taking the sound away from the motor, and we're not screaming into a camera that's over there. We're talking naturally and normally, so we're not targeting the camera, we're targeting each other in that respect. Right. So with that said, if you're going to pick up a $150 or $200 camera, make sure it has an external port for external microphones, and then you can pull that off. Otherwise, you're screaming into an onboard built-in camera. And I think number 3 would be the final editing process. And editing software has come a long way, and there's some prosumer softwares under $100, which is unbelievable. And a very short learning curve to learn, very short. You know, it's super easy to learn. A couple things: never use music that doesn't belong to you. Some software automatically comes with royalty-free backgrounds that you can superimpose. But you know, you don't want to be opening up a hornet's nest. If you're a company with real money, the golden rule is, you know, sue the people with money. And so if you're a real company, you know, they're going to go after you, not that kid who's like just, you know, like playing toys and using the wrong music. They're going after companies with money. So don't use non-licensed audio in that respect. But with that said, you can find a very reasonable editing suite, camera yourself, keep it steady, keep the sound excellent, and finally lighting. Even if it's just a shop light or a well-lit room, you can pick up a photo lighting kit with umbrellas for $150 on a popular.coms. That just gets another excuse out of the excuse bin. Finally, if you can't be bothered, I mean, if you make so much money that, you know, if you are that certified financial planner and you make more money advising people on instinct, you know, somebody like me might these days quote $200, $300, $400 for a certain project. In the olden days, it would have been $1,000, $7,000, $10,000 for the project. So if you can't be bothered, you'd rather a pro do it. The pros have been squeezed out in pricing, and it's really opened the door for a lot of energetic young people, or even old people like myself, 41, I'm a dinosaur, with very reasonable prices.
Well, good, Robert. And as a business owner, I can tell you that while the cost of the cameras have come down, and microphones and lights and green screens and everything, I still think businesses should outsource. Stick with what you're good at and use professionals for everything else. It doesn't cost what it used to, so I really think companies should talk to people like you, Robert, to assist them in putting these things together, because rather than going out and buying a camera and the microphones and the green screen and all these pieces, you just walk in, charge them a few $100 and it's done. So and that's the kind of thing for most companies, a few $100 is something they can do every few months. So it doesn't take a lot. And the one thing, another thing I want to just touch on is video is not a one-time thing to do, right? Right. Tell us about the need to think like a publisher in video.
Well, first of all, I spoke about Google mixed search results. And the thing is, if there's only one video about ballroom dancing, Hop Hog, New York, it more than likely is not going to show up as a result. You're just going to get the traditional web pages. But if you made 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 variation of different videos of different topics, one might be the tango, one might be the rumba, one might be the whatever, what's going to happen is Google's going to hit its database and say, hey, it's kind of a popular subject, I can give 4 or 5 solutions. I have one client, the mower shop in Huntington, New York, that we did this, and again, it's not how good we are. I'd like to take credit for it. It's how horrible the competition is. He is the only mower repair facility in the entire state of New York who has a single video on all of YouTube. Wow. So we made 7 videos, all 7 track between all 7 at once, or maybe 2 or 3 at a time. But if you say lawnmower repair in New York, not just Huntington, lawnmower repair, chainsaw repair, weed whacker repair, if we use the word once in the description, he comes up for any combination from 1 to 7 videos every time, page 1 Googles. And I'd like to say it's not that I'm that good, it's just his competition are just Neanderthal when it comes to their marketing efforts. And that's another important point, is the video itself doesn't necessarily have to be about lawnmower repair. It's only the expectation of the user to actually see lawnmowers being repaired or talking about lawnmower repair when they click on the video. But the reality is, videos get found based on the description and the meta fields or the keyword tags in the description of YouTube. So therefore, it could be Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner dropping anvils on their head. And if you said it's about lawnmowers, what'll happen is you'll get found initially until people start giving you the thumbs down that this isn't it, or reporting you because you're using licensed material.
Tell us, now you said, Robert, that part of your experience is building websites.
Yes.
So let's talk about the connection between the videos and leading them to a destination. So you create a video, but you want to get their attention with the video, but you want them to go somewhere else for more information. How does it all tie together?
Well, it's several things. They might be coming in from Google and YouTube combination, and then of course you're going to title it with your website address on it. But also even for web design itself, I have a standard formula for my clients who are doing video and websites. You might have a welcome message that you just generalize. Everything you do, just throw a lot of paper towels on the ceiling and see if something sticks. But for example, one of my clients, Ultimate Class Limousine, they're a limo company. Now they do weddings, they do corporate things, they do winery tours, but I guarantee you, if you click on the wedding page, you don't care about their black cars. You don't care about the professionalism of their fleet. You don't care about having enough cars for busy. All you care about is your day. Absolutely. If you're a bride, you care about the rescue kit in the trunk. You care about the white car. You care about the wide doors.
Absolutely.
You care about the courteous drivers, and if time runs over, they're not going to leave you on the curb with your survival bag. So what I'm saying is that if you're going to do a video, you should do one just talking to the bride and groom, specifically the bride in this case, because they're probably making the decision. But you're not going to talk about corporate fleets and black cars. But whereas on the corporate, they don't care about the weddings and stuff. If they care about weddings, they'll cross over to the wedding page. So I know you're an expert on marketing and segmentation, and you certainly are not going to, if somebody's asking about the color red, you're not going to talk to them about blue if they're on the page named red.
Yes, yes, yes. So delivering that experience that they expect and they want is a key element in this. So Robert, it's been great talking to you about your experience. How do people learn more about you and your company and what you do? How do they learn about it? Where do they go?
There's a lot of great videos about me. My YouTube page, which leads to everything, is Faxback. It's FACTXBACK, or you can go to Google and say Robert Kothe. I dominate the whole page, or Faxback. But I've got over 200 and something videos up from clients and myself, and more importantly, keep it interesting. Keep it. One of my videos, we're up to about 80,000 hits on one video. It just went viral. I don't know why. It's just
Charlie bit my finger, right?
It's just. We went on vacation. We have a plastic boat, a $99 rubber raft. We put 2 engines on it. And there's just a lot of people out there who are fascinated by the idiots who put 2 engines on a plastic boat. That's it. That's it. I'm not changing a word on the SEO because whatever's happening, I'm getting about 3,000 hits a day. So
good stuff. So you're easy to find out there. So I want to thank you, Robert. It's been great talking to you today.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.